Hi, I'm Chief May with AFERS. AFERS is a nonprofit group structured under state law to provide fire search and rescue services to municipalities throughout the state. Today, we're going to cover our flagship drone, the M30T. As you can see, it comes in a very durable case that's also weatherproof and quite heavy. So inside the case, I'm not sure you can see all that. We have the drone, the smart controller, multiple sets of batteries. We had this unit out on a demo earlier today for some public relations, and this pair of batteries is currently in the charger. So we'll be sure to replace that before it goes back in the vehicle. So let's go ahead and get the drone out here. As you can see, the drone folds up quite nicely. Let's go ahead and get the smart controller out here. Then we're going to get this box out of the way. So let's go ahead and cover our boot time. Now, I will provide this disclosure. We're not going to get a lock on the home location because we're obviously indoors. So we're going to go ahead and power on the smart controller. I'll go ahead and expand our arms. Take the camera out of gimbal lock. I'm going to do an inspection of our props here. Everything feels good. All of our arms are locked in place. And at this point, we would be ready to fly. Now, it will take a moment for it to get a GPS lock because we're inside, but that is how fast the deployment is. As I indicated in our battery video, we maintain a set of batteries inside the drone that is charged at 100% at all times, in addition to the extra batteries inside the case. So let's go ahead and cover the drone itself. First, let's talk about what everyone's interested in, and that's this wonderful gadget right up front here. So right up front, we have a 16x optical camera with 200x visual zoom. It also has low light capabilities for dusk operations. Once nightfall comes, that's where the thermal imager comes into play. We have a 640 by 580 thermal imager with a 1024 digital enhancement. That provides us a thermal imaging picture that is just unbelievable. In addition to the camera itself up front here, we also have a laser beam. And what that laser beam allows us to do is once we locate the victim, we can paint that victim with that laser beam and it gives us the exact coordinates. In addition to that, if we have a situation where we're assisting peace officers with someone lost in the woods and we need to identify a street name 1, 2, 4 streets away, we can point that laser beam at that street and then look at our smart controller and it'll tell us the street name. So that's a really helpful feature. The drone itself, let's go ahead and cover the basics of the drone. We can fly in the rain, fly in the snow, fly in freezing temps, and up to 40 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and cover some of the safety features. So on board the aircraft itself, we have manned aircraft detection. So that helps us avoid mid-air collisions. If there's a manned aircraft nearby with a transponder, the drone will pick it up and alert the RPIC, the remote pilot in control, that there's a manned aircraft nearby. In addition to that, we also have dual sensors. We have dual barometers inside the aircraft. We have dual GPS and dual RTK and also dual batteries. In the event that the aircraft detects a failure in any of those items, it allows us to recover that aircraft to the ground. The aircraft may not be flyable again after that because it needs to go in for service, but it allows us to get the aircraft on the ground. Another feature that this drone has that allows us to save the aircraft or get it on the ground is in the event that there's a motor failure on one of these props, the computer will automatically disable the prop on the opposite side. So if we have a failure here, then this one's going to stop. That allows us to still emergency land on two props versus an aircraft just falling out of the sky from 350, 400 feet. The other features of the aircraft regarding safety is collision avoidance and obstacle avoidance. So on board the aircraft, we have integrated strobes, both top and bottom. And they are very bright in order to meet the FAA requirements of 3 miles. I'll go ahead and disable those. In addition to the strobes, on the drone itself, we have stereo vision cameras on the top, sides, front, rear, and bottom. So what does that mean, Chief? That means that if I try and fly this drone into a brick wall, the cameras are going to see the brick wall and it will physically stop the drone in midair and it will not allow me to proceed. If it is a life safety issue where the pilot makes a decision that this aircraft has to be flown into that environment, we can bypass that safety feature at a flick of a switch. However, the majority of our flight modes, that obstacle avoidance is built in. The aircraft itself flies fastest speed is approximately 50 miles per hour. Normally we're doing trolling, search and rescue, which is probably 2 to 3 miles per hour. And the drone itself maintains a flight time of calm winds of approximately 40 minutes. The smart controller. The smart controller itself is also weather resistant. We can fly in the rain. In addition to that, all the content this drone captures, whether it's flight logs or whether it's video, comes down to the smart controller, goes through our phones, which are connected to FirstNet, and then goes out to the cloud. That allows the incident commander to receive a live video stream of the drone that's linked to their account. It also allows the incident commander to plan a flight route that can also be displayed to the pilot. So when we show up on scene, we already know what that command staff wants us to fly. The controller itself lasts probably about 8 hours. And we also have a backup battery inside the smart controller itself, which can also be hot swapped without having to reboot the smart controller. So that covers our flagship aircraft. It's been a very durable unit. I myself have had over 400 hours on this aircraft alone. And it's just beautiful. It really, really is. And we hope that our services will complement your community and save you money. And I hope that answers the majority of the questions that you had about our aircraft and how it operates and the safety features. If you have any questions, swing by our website. Thank you very much.